Before we get stuck in, I just want to give a quick thank you shout out to my patrons in the Mutt tier. We've got Wilma, Glad Goku, Dare Denny, Kale Bennett, That Jordo, Ken K of Warheads. SP can't come to the phone right now. Please leave a message after the beep. Beep! Cyrus the Skeptic, Biotin. I've bought the entire helium supply. Have fun blowing up balloons now. Thank you. Hey, what's up? I'm Channel Puff, the mascot for the level-headed fanboy. Welcome to a very special video, because today we're going to be trolling through AliExpress of all places, looking for Spider-Man treats. What's so special about AliExpress, you might be wondering? Well, it's a place where you can get very, very suspiciously cheap gifts of all kinds of dubious licensing and legality. A massive online marketplace like AliExpress is going to be an absolute free-for-all for bootleggers, preying on those who are just trying to get a bargain, with deceptive images and highly exaggerated product descriptions. At the same time, this does offer very cheap alternatives to some incredibly expensive and, dare say, inaccessible collector's items. So as a Spidey collector myself, I figured, let's find out what they have to offer, and using what's left of the money that Dare Denny gave me to review Madam Web, I decided, hey, let's use that to fund another video. Before we embark on our little shopping spree though, if you're new around here, hi, welcome to my YouTube channel. I hope you enjoy it here. If you love Spidey stuff and want more Spidey stuff in your feed, be sure to hit subscribe because you will not be disappointed with the venerable smorgasbord of Spidey content that is on this channel. And this video, like all of my videos these days, is brought to you thanks to my patrons. Their support is what keeps the lights on in Pup Studios. To find out more about how you too can become a patron, the Patreon link is in the description below, as well as the Ko-Fi link for one-off donations. Thank you. So quickly, I just want to talk about how genuinely chaotic AliExpress recommendations can be. Like a lot of websites, AliExpress does collect your data through different cookies and analytics, and they have come to the conclusion that I am dead. I mean, look at this. I mean, sure, I enjoy dressing up as nonsensical things as much as the next guy, but imagine being the Bud Light of your friend group. Okay, starting to think AliExpress maybe knows just a little too much about me. Not 100% sure where they would have figured this out, though. Okay, don't know where AliExpress got the idea that I enjoy a cigarette, but a cuddly cigarette, though? I mean, you know, I could always go for a good plush toy. Now that I think about it, I do believe that a good deal of the men's mental health crisis could be mitigated somewhat if we just normalized men having stuffed toys. This ad, however, has a woman in the advert, so that's not doing anything for it. Not that I'm complaining about the sight of a woman. I'm not one of those oh boy. Yummy cigarette. So this is the thing, sometimes you see a listing and you're like, oh, $55 for 3 action figures, that's kind of awesome. But then you actually get onto it and no, that's each. Like, this is kind of a little deceptive, I guess. I don't appreciate it very much, but it's like, oh, cool, 3-pack. Nope, can't afford that. No thank you. I'm guessing I must have Googled the Twin Towers at some point, maybe? You know what I think this might be? I think this might be down to the fact that I Googled what the tallest building in NYC was, which I think is the One World Trade Center. In fact, the fact that I'm speaking this into my microphone, which is connected to my computer, I would hazard a bet that I'm going to be seeing a lot more World Trade Center recommendations. So far, I'm afraid of women, I like dressing up as beer, I enjoy a good cigarette, and the Twin Towers. Not to mention I'm a Snyderverse fan, which is actually not untrue. You know what? It's all linking up. Ah, okay, they just summarized it in one t-shirt. Okay. You know what? That's fine. I'm glad you're being honest with me. Whoa. Okay, this is awesome here. This right here is awesome. It's like a mech. And it's got a gaming chair on the top of it. If I bought this, I could become the final boss of my neighborhood. I genuinely want this. I don't have £4,000 though. One sold though. Somebody has this. Someone out there is roaming around in this. Rolling down the street like they're royalty. It's not fair. I should be able to have this. Life would be so much better if I could just have what I wanted all the time. Okay, that's enough of that. I can't keep looking at the recommendations, otherwise I really am going to spend $4,000 that I don't even have on a mech. So yeah, let's move on to the main event. Carol? Are you okay? Thanos wearing a significantly more revealing outfit than he wore in the films. Well, alright then. That's a new one. Ah yes, Hot Toys, The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Cosplay. Makes a lot of sense. I wonder which cosplayers' photos I've now just published unwillingly. I'm really sorry if you're out there. This here is more just kind of an unlicensed figure than it is a bootleg, because I don't think it's trying to resemble any official product. It actually looks kind of cool. Okay, so for reference, this appears to be a genuine SH Figuarts Amazing Spider-Man 2 Spider-Man figure. Not everything on AliExpress is necessarily a bootleg. This website is a huge online marketplace, so it stands to reason you're gonna get a lot of bootlegs, but you do get some legitimate products as well. But look at the price difference, though. What the Okay, you need to calm down, okay? Just have a word with yourself. So look, I don't just want to throw money at crap. I still want to try and get something kind of good at the very least. So the key when it comes to AliExpress shopping, if you do want something decent, is to kind of look at how many are sold and look at reviews. It does make it really difficult for new sellers to kind of get off the ground this way, unfortunately, but the images you're going to see in the product description are going to be of the legitimate product, okay? This is not what the actual thing's going to look like. You're going to want to scroll down to the reviews, especially ones with photographs, and actually take a look and see what you've got going on here. This one looks to be okay. This Toby here, like, I'm kind of... Oh, this one... Oh, I'm sorry. I hope that doesn't happen to me. Yeah, so, yeah, we got these Spider-Verse figgies here. This all looks solid. This looks up my street. We got Gwen. Yeah, Gwen. Cool. Oh boy. Oh jeez. Okay. This person here said the pink support doesn't have holes, but I think we can drill some holes. Those things clip out. They clip out. Don't drill holes in that. Oh Jesus. Just push on them. It will be fine. Oh man, I really hope that story has a happy ending. But see, you're gonna get things like this. It looks really good in the picture. Scroll down to the reviews. Oh. Okay, well, I've made some purchases. I've decided on representing a couple of different eras of Spider-Man cinematic history. I have got the main trio of Into the Spider-Verse, and I've got myself a Tobey Maguire SH Figuarts knockoff. Okay, so we're going to be starting off with the CT Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man figure. This one being based on Spider-Man No Way Home, Tobey Maguire. I really wanted to get this because I just think starting us off with Tobey Maguire, the first cinematic Spidey, is just, it's a good move, you know? And he is my favorite Spider-Man, of course. So this right here is based on the SH Figuarts version by Tomasi Nations. And as we can tell already, the box is already pretty different to the official SH Figuarts version. And if we spin it around, we've got... we can't really see what would be on the back here, so we can't look at all these lovely pictures or, you know, just what the figure does or anything like that. We just have this here. But that's okay, because I must admit, I do think that this is actually a really nice box, admittedly. But we're gonna pull it open. Right, so this is what we get inside of the box. We've got this plastic clamshell stuff going on here, and I don't know if in the official version all of those accessories come cascading out, but I must admit, first impressions, he does look good, you know? So what I'm gonna do is, before I actually start playing with any of this, I'm going to give him the same TLC that I would give to any action figure. I'm going to give him a warm bath, just to warm up those joints and stuff. And yeah, then we will pull him out of the packaging and just have a look at him then, I guess. So here he is, our friendly neighborhood Spider-Man in all of his glory. And I must admit, first impressions, he looks good. This doesn't look a million miles away from the actual SH Figuarts version of the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, aka the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. I don't think anyone's actually calling him the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. But we're going to take a closer little look at him. So I haven't actually seen the real deal up close and personal before, but this does look right.
I think his colors are perhaps a little darker, the paint is maybe just a little bit sloppier, around the spider especially, not too precise, but he does look good. Like, if you want to have an SH Figure Arts Spider-Man without breaking the bank, this looks like it. Like, put it on a shelf and no one's really going to tell the difference. But we're going to take a look now at his articulation, see how he moves, how he poses, because that is quite a major component of those SH Figure Arts Spider-Man figures, and I already have quite a bad feeling about this because he does feel quite flimsy in hand, quite cheap. Like, everything here very, very wiggly wobbly, so we're gonna take a good look at him anyways, and we're gonna pose him around and see what we can get out of this guy. Okay, so this is probably a criticism of the real deal as well, but one thing I am not loving is this butt stuff going on here, because it's very wibbly wobbly, and it just looks a little weird, you know? It's like he's got artificial cakes back there. But, oh yeah, this is how he looks from the back, by the way. But yeah, everything feels pretty okay, to be honest. Like, all the joints feel nice and smooth. His arms can... It's odd, he's got this big old gap beneath his armpit. Sorry for the shaky hands, I always get nervous when I do this kind of thing. These butterfly joints don't really do much, but yeah, everything feels okay. It just feels a bit flimsy. And again, those legs, very, very wibbly wobbly, but I do like how much kind of like leg mobility he can get. It's definitely more than the Marvel Legends figure, which we will be looking at in a sec. Okay, so same as, again, true of the real deal, probably truer of the real deal. I'm loving how crunchy these poses you can get him in are. You can get him down really, really low. It's a proper, like, classic sort of Spidey poses where he's, like, crouching down, he's stalking his prey in the night. Hello, Eye of the Tiger. Yeah, pose game, really good. And I think my favorite thing about this is he's got little toesy joints here. I don't really have much of a hand-free hit, but... Oh, it's not in focus. But, yeah, he's got little toesy joints, which reminds me very much of the old Marvel Legends from Toy Biz back in the early 2000s. Very good, I like that. Now, if only they had little posable fingies. But again, yeah, pose game, really solid. Now we're gonna take a look at some of his accessories. You know what, I'm gonna be lazy. I'm not gonna show you absolutely every single one of these accessories on the figure, because I don't wanna change every single one, but I'll show you them in this blister card here. And yeah, you got lots of different types of webs. You've got two Tobey Maguire heads. I'll show you those. You've got this mask that he can hold. You've got all these different sets of hands. You've got the pointing hands for that very overused joke. You've got wall crawling hands. You've got thwipping hands, holding hands, like all the hands you could need. And again, all the webs you could need. You've got a long one here. You've got little short ones there that clip onto the wrists. And the Tobey Maguire heads don't look too bad, so let's see how they look on him then. Alright, so here he is with his sort of very happy, sort of jovial, jokey Tobey Maguire head, and something that he does come with that like a lot of Marvel Legends figures don't come with when they have like alternate heads, is he's got this additional neck piece here, which basically gives him like a flesh neck. I kind of wish we could have had something like that with the Marvel Legends Green Goblin figure, because he has like an exposed neck when he's got the Goblin mask on. But there's his mask in his hand. Very hard to actually get it to stay in his hand. It will probably drop any minute now, like with the slightest little touch or whatever. I mean, to be fair, it's kind of sturdy in there. He's got his little web hand in there as well. One of the things that I kind of noticed in my Spider-Man Wish shopping video was that with these bootlegs, sometimes these joints in here, I mean, as it is on the official thing, these tiny little plastic joints are going to be kind of fragile, so they can break very easily. I haven't actually had any trouble with that on this figure, and the accessories all fit well, which is, again, something that you can be taking a gamble on when it comes to bootleg action figures. I must admit, the Tobey face isn't bad. He's got the happy smirk, the happy jovial face like he just heard an MCU joke. Someone made fun of Doc Ock's name. Ha ha ha. So fucking funny, Marvel. But it doesn't look terrible. I think this is even the head that people complained about the most in the official release. We're going to swap over to his serious Tobey head, and then we're going to get into some comparisons with the cheap alternative that is official, the Marvel Legends figure. Alright, so just a quick sort of aside. Something that does have me a little frustrated, and I don't know if this is true of the official product, I think it is that all of these little dumbbell things that come off are two-sided. So you gotta hope that the little dumbbell thing is gonna come out with the neck and not the head, otherwise you're not gonna be able to get the other Tobey head on the unmasked neck. So I'm gonna put it on the masked neck because I can't be bothered to get a pair of tweezers and get that out of there right now. All right, sorry about that. It's just the way it is, just the way the cookie crumbles. Yeah. Come on. This is a pain in the cock. Ah, there we go, we got it. All right, so the other neck piece came out with the other head as well, so I've just got that sitting on there. That is very frustrating. Is it like that with the official SH Figure Arts figures? Let me know if that's the case. This head here, a little better, a little more serious, a little less, MCU jokey joke looking. Yeah, I think he overall looks okay. So yeah, that head, not bad. Overall, so far, really, really solid. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and compare him to the official Marvel Legends Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man in just a bit. And here he is next to the real deal. Now, I could go on some spiel about how, I decided that because this is the cheapest unofficial thing, this is cheaper than this here, this Marvel Legends here. This is like the cheapest official alternative, so I figured I would compare them based on the value. Now, the reality is I don't own an SH Figure Arts figure because they're like $100, and I cannot justify $100 for a 6-inch scale, I mean barely, action figure, okay? Like, I can't. I need real fabric and stuff like that to even begin to justify that, and I got bills, and it ain't easy, so this is the SH Figure Arts representation in this house, it seems. Well, here we got the official Marvel Legends, which I did spend around about $90 for, because he was part of the 3-pack, but you can now buy him as like a single carded thing. Comparison time. On a whole, I do prefer this guy, but in terms of the value, this guy's no sneeze. I mean, he's $10. This guy here is $10. This guy here, $30 if you buy the single carded release. And if you're getting the single carded release, you're getting these 2 hands here, and I think some web thwippy hands, and I think that's it for the hands you get, but you do get a Tobey Maguire head, which makes up for that. Whereas in the release I got, you get no Tobey head, but you get wall-crawling hands, thwipping hands, and you also get webs too, so that's good. You do overall get a much bigger selection of hands though with this boy here, and you get the unmasked heads. 2 of them, in fact. 2, count them, 2 heads. It's kind of tricky to say. On a whole, like, if you don't really care about like official stuff, and you don't care too much about like having nice precise paintwork, and not all of these do come with precise paintwork, might I add. Like, sometimes Marvel Legends figures can be a bit of a gamble. This might be a better bet, but again, remember, it's a bootleg, it's a gamble. You don't know what the quality is like on like figure to figure. They don't have those standards to uphold. So I got lucky. You might not get lucky. So that's just something to take into account there. In terms of articulation, he can definitely get lower than this guy here. Like, I mean, let's get them both low. Let's get them both low down. Okay, calm down. Yep. I'm sure I can maybe I can get him a little lower, but like, the thing is, like, his little feet don't twist like this guy's, and that makes it 1,000 times easier to get any pose. Having an actual like foot twist, whereas these guys, they just kind of like pivot from side to side or forward and back. Having that there makes it 1,000 times easier. I'm gonna try again. I swear, I'm gonna try again. Let me give it another go. Maybe I'm the problem. Maybe my pose game just kind of sucks with Marvel Legends. But again, look at him go. Him. Yeah, no, it's not looking good for you, is it? We'll give it another go. You know what? It's not like he can't do good poses. He's just got kind of his, I guess, own genre of pose that he can do, but he cannot get as low as him. But that it doesn't completely render this competition minute. For one, if you're wanting a No Way Home Tobey figure, this one is definitely more accurate to No Way Home because he's got that funny-ass mask that he's got in No Way Home, whereas this guy's a bit more accurate to the Raimi trilogy in that he's darker colors and he's got more, I mean, it's still a bit weird, but a more faithful mask. So In a toss-up, which one do I like more? I think he looks better. I would definitely say I think he's a better looking figure. And he feels a bit more sturdy too. He's a bit more sure-footed, whereas this guy's a little on the flimsy side, and I think that might be down to the bootleg. It's one of those things where probably if I had a real SH Figure Arts, maybe there'd be no competition. But again, you gotta think it's the difference between $30 and, not you, but $100 if we got the real deal. So, I mean, again, I can't really justify it. This is... If you want an official way to go, and it has to be official, this is still a really solid choice. I do prefer this figure. For this one, playing with him though, I guess is more fun. As a display piece, this guy wins it. Just playing around, him, yeah, I mean, he's a desk toy. He's a desk toy. Have him and by the computer desk, fiddle around with him while you're waiting for things to render. Him, he goes on the shelf with the rest of the toys. That's how I'm gonna look at this. But, yeah, I mean, $10 for him? Still, you know, I feel like Hasbro maybe need to step up their game a little bit because this is the competition. You know, I think more people are going to go for this if they know that it's as good as it is for the price that it is. And you know, I don't truly endorse like knockoffs or anything. I think that when you've got these things available for this price, I think the official products need to offer a little more in order to compete. You know, but yeah, that's Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. Let's move on. Alright, so next up we have Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, Miles Morales from SV Action. Except it's not from SV Action, this is a bootleg. Oh, those pesky bootleggers. And this box came absolutely mangled. Like the top bit was way open when it arrived. But swing it around and there are windows. It can't even stand. It can't even stand! There are windows on it. And I think the figure is supposed to be this way around. So it's been packed backwards. You've got all your... And, okay, let's get him open. Not a good start with it being packed incorrectly in a box that came absolutely mangled, but we'll work with it. It's like a kind of a Christmas day. It's like, oh, here's gift number 1. That's from your Aunt Nadine and Uncle Stan. And here's gift number 2 from your Aunt Nadine and Uncle Lee. And here's the instructions. It actually comes with an instruction manual. So let me get that in focus there. Yeah. I wonder what language this is all gonna... It's pictures only. No funny English. Okay, fine. Alright, well, let's get him out. Alright, so he comes with accessories. He's got headphones, he's got whipping hands, he's got shoelaces, he's got webs, he's got a stand, he's got a claw on it, so I guess you can probably have him like in the air. Let's look at his other accessories, because you're not going to see all these on him. I'm not going through all that, but he does have some fake J's down here. Is that in focus? Yep, now it is. Yeah, he's got different arms, hoodie pieces, etc., etc. So yeah, there's a Miles head in there. We'll get it out and then you can get a proper look at it. So yes, this is the Into the Spider-Verse version of Miles Morales, and he looks good. Difficult to get him to stand up. But yeah, this is based on the Sentinel action figure. And again, like at first glance, can't tell much of a difference here. I've seen pictures of the Sentinel version online, and again, I don't own it, so sorry about that. But yeah, all the way around, he looks good, except as if the universe were playing one cruel practical joke on me. I noticed that if you kind of pose him wrong, he looks a little flabby, looks a little podgy in the podge department, and you can like kind of just move that back and then it looks okay. The reason for this is because his lower torso is upside down. But don't fret, this is the kind of action figure that you are supposed to take apart. But I took it apart, and the little dumbbell bit on the bottom that fastens that in there is not correctly sized to be the other way around. So it has to be that way, otherwise he will not stay together. Yo, bootleggers! Now, at first glance, it cannot be understated how tiny and dainty this teeny tiny little Spider-Man is compared to a Marvel Legends figure. He ain't even getting in the whole frame. Like, he wasn't kidding about that growth spurt. I don't think he scales. I don't think he scales with any Marvel Legends figure. I guess we'd have to put him next to a Peter B. Parker and decide, because again, in universe, he did have a growth spurt to get to this, so it makes sense, but we will see. We'll put him with a Peter B. Parker. Let's try that. This looks like a fucking family photo. I've been lied to. These little foot joints here lied to me because his toesies, they don't move. They're caked in paint. His pose game is okay. He does not stand very easily. Good thing he comes with a stand then, isn't it? So let's take a quick look at that. Oh, okay. Yeah, that ain't kidding. That ain't ever kid a damn day in its life. Hell yeah. Okay, yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, this stand is cool too. Yeah, no, I'm liking this. That little middle bit isn't pegging in right, but it's fine. But yeah, you get a flight stand with him. Very handy, need it, because again, he can't stand for shit. You don't stand for anything, Miles. And yeah, these little claw bits did come undone for a second there. I don't know if that's true of the official thing. The thing is, I'm going to be saying a lot of nice things. Stay still! I'm going to be saying a lot of nice things about these figures. I do not want to give that credit to the bootleggers. All they've done is made it possible for me to get this thing for free without a single bit of the profits going to the people who actually made these figures. So again, not a great market, not very virtuous, but I'm liking this. This is cool. And again, $10 versus the 100 or so bucks that the official product is. So quite a world of difference there. You know, there's a pro-consumer world of AliExpress. All right, well, we popped his head off. Let's get his Miles Morales head on. I'm so fucking sick of this shit. You know what? That ain't bad. Ain't too bad. Not big on the eyebrows being as high up as they are, and I think the eyes might be a bit too bright. But that ain't bad. That ain't a bad representation of Miles. Yeah, okay. And he's also got this confused head right here, which I think looks really cool, actually. I do like that. I don't think it quite achieves the desired effect of looking confused so much as it just kind of looks like he's drunk. But it ain't bad. So yeah, he does come with his What's Up Danger outfit, so I'm going to put him in that right now. That's going to be awesome. Alright, so we got him into his little shorts and his little fake J's, which no, they are fake because they don't have the Nike logo on them. I always buys his J's from AliExpress, which is where I buy my action figures apparently. So now we just got to get off his arms, and yeah, we can then get him into his jacket. So here go. I can't do it. I can't take this shit no more, man. Okay, so I got to get the shoulder out. How am I supposed to get that out of there? That's in. That's in there. Do I have to pull on this? Oh, I don't have the leverage for this. Oh, God, this is going to ruin my day, isn't it? Right, so when in doubt, give your toys a second hot bath. That hoodie feels very brittle so far, so I'm a little he's got a little water on his head. I'm a little worried about that, but we'll give it a go. We'll give it a try. All right, I am never winning the respect of the toy reviewing community or a sponsorship with any of these official toy makers because this is awesome. This is actually so cool. I tell you what, I can see like a kid is gonna struggle with this. Like, for starters, so many bits they could choke on. So many bits that they could choke on. Wouldn't recommend this for small kids because, again, tiny hands, all removable. They could choke on all of this. And I don't even notice that the stomach is wrong now because it almost kind of doesn't matter. It's all within all this detail. The thing is, yeah, obviously that's why they charge so much for it. It's an adult collectible, so they're going to charge like about $100 for it. But, like, what kid wouldn't want a Spider-Man figure where he can take his clothes off? Let me rephrase that. We can change his clothes to his What's Up Danger thing. I'm going to say this, though. This hood here is useless. I'll show you. I'll show you in a minute, right? 'Cause this doesn't fit on the way it's supposed to. I will show you. Now, when you look at it like this, it's not too bad, you know? Like, it fits on his head just fine, you know, the way it's supposed to. And then at the back, you notice, oh, it's not plugged in correctly because there is a little plug hole here and a little nubbins here. So you could just, like, kind of put it... Trying to do a camera with one hand and... Okay, right, look, I'm trying not to shake the whole place and give it an earthquake. My floor is very bouncy. But, okay, right, let's just do it like that. And, I mean, it can sit in there, provided that, like, you've got him sort of weighted forwards. But his head kind of protrudes too much out of it, so I guess you could push his head back in, like that, and, you know what, I stand corrected, that's fine, isn't it? He doesn't stand well with it though, but like, it's doing like action poses like this and you're gonna be fine. Alright, I stand corrected, you're gonna be fine. I don't really care about putting shoelaces in here. Like, Miles doesn't care about tying them, so I don't care about putting the shoelace accessories on. This is really cool. Like, for $10 as well, like, this is honestly so good. This bootleg here is genuinely really, really good. I feel bad for fanboying out about this. I mean, look, let's be real. Everything that's good about this is going to be even better about the official product, okay? But the fact that the bootleggers have got it this close as well, even down to the fact that the phone has a little wallpaper on it. It has Miles's little wallpaper on it. Like that, it's really impressive. I'm having a crisis of self right now. Am I really going to endorse these bootleggers who are taking the work of... I'm not going to endorse it. I'm not, because again, it's a gamble. You might not get as lucky as I did as to get one that's actually quite good. But I mean, 2 for 2 so far. Like, we've got good toys here. So, yeah. I mean, I do want to take into account as well that, like, not everyone can afford these Sentinel action figures. And you can make the case of if you can't afford it, you don't get it. At the same time, though, it's like making collecting toys, the pleasure of toys, just a thing for wealthy people kind of also sucks to me. Also, these toesies do move, I think. Yes, they do. Alright, so doing a comparison now between the official Marvel Legends Across the Spider-Verse Spidey and the bootleg SV toys here. Value for money, for this we're talking $25. He does come with a Miles Morales alternate head and a couple of thwipping hands, and that's it for the accessories. This guy here, you've got the whole smorgasbord, you've got the What's Up Danger outfit, you've got the fake J's, you've got the phone, you've got the spray paint can, you've got headphones, you get all that. Articulation-wise, it's a bit of a toss-up. On one hand, this guy doesn't have like butterfly joints and stuff like that, but he is quite nimble thanks to the thinness of this action figure. Whereas this guy here is, he's got a good joint mobility. He doesn't really have any like swivel up here like this guy does. And he doesn't really have butterfly joints either, but his arms do kind of pull back, whereas these ones are strictly hinge-based. And even down to the fact that this was using an early design for the movie. Like, Miles in the movie doesn't even dress like this. And I understand that I am comparing an Into the Spider-Verse figure to an Across the Spider-Verse figure, so it's not that fair here. But again, it's not even the fault of Hasbro because they are working with the designs they've been given. I just think it kind of sucks on the Marvel or Sony front that they're giving them early designs to work with and not the finalized thing. Whereas these, bootleggers have, I mean, it is the Into the Spider-Verse design, I mean, again, Into the Spider-Verse has been out longer than Across the Spider-Verse, and these came out at the time of the release. These came out, just whenever, basically. I don't know when it came out, but it came out just kind of whenever. That's what we're going with here. So I do, at the end of the day, recognize that there are more complications with doing this legally, and again, part of the reason for the price is the licensing as well. I do get that, but I do think it is a sign that I think companies like Hasbro and others need to give us a bit more bang for the buck. And that's not even happening with these Hasbro figures because a lot of them, like, you get one web thwippy hand now and you get one fist or something along those lines. So yeah, it's a bit of a weak showing. But yeah, if you're in the market for it and you don't mind having an unofficial toy, then this is fun. This is cool. It will look good on a display. The difference between this and the official thing, I can only speak for pictures of the official thing, but like right now, I can't really tell much of a difference, and that I think says enough for me. So yeah, let's move on to the next figure of the bunch. In significantly less, but still a little beat up packaging, we've got Peter B. Parker from Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. And yeah, it kind of confirms my suspicion that the packaging was the wrong way around on the Miles, that there's a window here that actually shows the figure. On the back, you've got the artwork of Peter B. Parker hanging upside down. So yeah, I think that does confirm my suspicion about the Into the Spider-Verse Miles figure being the wrong way around in the packaging. But yeah, let's open him up. Like, let's not waste any time here, let's get him opened up. Okay, so like Miles, he does come with a set of destructions, yeah, it's a lot less in depth than Miles. Still all pictures, no funny English to speak of. So yeah, Like Miles, he comes with a neato flight stand and just a whole buttload of webs, which I think are probably there to make up for the fact that Peter B just comes with less accessories than Miles. But yeah, we'll take a quick look at all this blister pack stuff here, if we can get you in focus. So yeah, you can see the figure in there. You can see some very cursed looking Peter Parker heads. You can see he's got a muscular tum-tum versus a more flabby tum-tum and an extra crotch to go with that. He's got a surprised head. He's got regular human hands and stuff like that. So yeah, he does come with accessories still, just obviously a lot less than Miles, because I mean, they could have still given him certain things, like his long coat. They could have given him his little track pants. You know, they could have still included some bits and pieces here and there, but I'm not mad, you know. It's not anywhere near as iconic as, like, the What's Up Danger look for Miles is. So, okay, enough rambling, let's get him out of here. Right, so here is Peter B. Parker out of the packaging. And, okay, so I think he looks good. But the paint is definitely a little more sloppy on this guy than it is on the others. So like you can see that there's bits where like the red doesn't line up here, the webs on the face aren't perfect, and the eyes are not as pearlescent as I'd like them to be. But the thing I find a little strange about this is just that he's got a very short neck. And I don't know if that's true of the original, but his neck just looks very stumpy. The flight stand on this one is also a lot looser than it is on Miles, so that's a little disappointing, but it's not bad. And again, for $10, I can't really complain about this. This is actually very solid. I'm going to move him a little closer so you can get a closer look at his face as well, just because, again, I did mention that, yeah, the webs on the face aren't brilliantly painted and the eyes do look a bit scratchy looking, but again, not bad. We're going to take a look at the Peter B. Parker heads now. Alright, so for the Peter B. heads, you get this one here, and the eyes look very sunken in on that. He looks very cursed. He's got kissy lips. He's got a bit of a scuff down by his cheek there. Yeah, it's okay. He just looks a bit battle-scarred. And then we got this other one here. I'm not sure why they bothered, because it's virtually the exact same, just that he's pointing his kissy lips in another direction. I think he's got maybe a little less 5 o'clock shadow on this one. Eyes as well look very cursed, very sunken in. But he does come with just his regular blonde Chris Pine Peter Parker head, which also suffers from very sunken in looking eyes. But we're gonna take a look at all of them on there. Well, one of the Peter B heads. We're gonna do one of the Peter B heads because they're both the exact same as far as I'm concerned. Right, so here's Peter B, and again, I'm not sure why they didn't just give us kind of a neutral face for one of these Peter B heads, but it's okay. Again, eyes look very sunken in, so I'm not too fond of that. Look very bloodshot, so yeah, I'll probably display him with his mask on, but yeah, overall, not a huge fan of the Peter B heads we've been given here. Seems like a very wasted opportunity to not give us, you know, just a neutral face, one that's not doing these kissy lips here. And then if we look to the back, like the back of the head is painted nicely. You know, it's got that sort of dark brown look. And again, this flight stand here is really wobbly compared to the Miles. So yeah, we'll try one of the other heads. Tell you what, well, we still got his Peter B paunch, which is very, very subtle. We've got his very wide open eyes, you know, when he's shocked at seeing, you know, Doc Ock go into a tree. Yeah, we got that. It actually looks pretty good. I do enjoy these very cartoony facial expressions that we've got on here. And then finally, I guess we should probably put his more athletic tummy on for putting on his Chris Pine Peter head, so I guess we'll do that. And yeah, here we have our plain old Chris Pine Peter Parker. Ultimate Universe Peter Parker, if you like. And yeah, he does look good, I must admit. Like, I think his head sculpt is a lot better than the Peter B. Parker's in terms of like having sunken in creepy cursed ass looking eyes. Yeah, his build is much more the conventional Spidey build. I did put one of his web-footed hands on. And yeah, he does look good. I personally prefer Peter B. Parker a lot more, so I'm going to have him with the paunch. I hate removing these bits because the dumbbell always gets stuck in the wrong end and you have to pull it out and it hurts my fingers after a while. Skill issue, I know. And there is a bit of a paint slop here, a little bit of dark paint there. But yeah, on a whole, this Peter B. Parker figure, or just regular Peter Parker, your fucking choice, is not bad. Again, pretty impressed with it. We'll do a comparison with his Marvel Legends equivalent. these damn toys are just determined to get me to get my tweezers, because, okay, so there's a little insert in these here that like fastens that on. The insert has come out rather than pulling this out, so that's really messed that up. I'm gonna have to get tweezers for that. Ah, come on, man, weak. So something I didn't notice when taking him out of the box was that there was a set of glasses in there. So you can have him doing his little TGI Spidey's preparation with these typing fingers. Without a computer desk toy, it's kind of useless, but it's something, I guess. Yeah. Okay, so once again, when removing Peter-B's head, the inner ring of the head accessory has come off. Just when I put my pliers away. This is not a problem you'll probably have with the real deal. That sucks. That absolutely sucks. Alright, so here is knockoff Peter-B next to official Marvel Legends Peter-B. This one retailing for about $25, this one here retailing for about 10. And yeah, there's not a great deal of competition between these two. For starters, this guy, accessories-wise, he just comes with an extra set of hands, and that is it. Bupkis for the heads, because this guy comes with 4 heads, which is quite a big deal. I mean, this guy has a 4-head, I guess. I mean, everyone has one of those, right? But, I mean, for Pete's sake, he's got painted in webs, he's got textured details. This guy has barely a lick of paint on the entire thing. One thing I do appreciate about the Marvel Legends is that they did at least give us his little feetsies. What I mean by that is the fact that they've put him in, like, his jogging pants, and his bare feet to kind of make him distinct from any other Spider-Man figure. You know, that's a Peter B. Parker figure. Otherwise, you've just got a display of just Spider-Man, but you don't get any options for, like, you know, his tummy tum or anything like that. We had an earlier release where it was a little more distinct. He had, like, you know, he had, like, his jacket and stuff on. He came with 2 heads, neither of them actually masked. One was just kind of the mask sitting on the top of his head. So I do appreciate that this one is more of a Spider-Man figure. This one's joints are a little, they got better mobility on the joints, but this one's a little sturdier, he stands better. But yeah, on a whole, for like the cheapest official figure versus the knockoff at less than half the price, the knockoff is winning. And yeah, that's a shame. Really unfortunate, but that is just the case, you know. And last but certainly not least, we have Spider-Woman. Gwen Stacy from across the Spider-Verse. So yeah, as you can see here, she's had the upgrade. This one, I believe, being based off of the Tamashii Nations SH Figure Arts one. The packaging just looks more like a Figure Arts one. You've also got like the skin neck there, optional. So, you know, you can have her unmasked head on that. Yeah, it all lines up much more with the Tamashii Nations version, yeah, on the side there. And does it say anything anywhere? No. Okay. So yeah, let's just get it open. So there is Spider-Woman in all of her plastic. You can see her accessories. She's got webs. She's got whatever that thing is there. She also comes with a stand, which has a nice design on it. So yeah, you're getting a nice amount of bang for the buck here. Again, there's a $10 figure. So yeah, let's get it open. So it is a good thing that Spider-Woman here comes with a stand, because she is very, very light on her feet, much like the real deal. She's got some very strange proportions, like this sort of pants section is very wide, but then her waist is very thin, and I get it, it's the Spider-Verse proportions, so they are going to be quite exaggerated and quite cartoony. Mine does have a slight defect in that the side here has come undone, the side of this diaper joint. So yeah, that stinks, but it's okay, it still works fine. I think I've worked out what this doohickey does. That probably picks open this little back port here, so you can then put the flight stand in. So that's that. I was really wondering what that did. But yeah, let's get her on her display and look at some of the different options we have here. Okay, so much like with the Figuarts Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, posing her around feels really good. She's got excellent joint mobility and a lot of articulation, even down to these arms, which can sort of like shrug their shoulders. They've got like multiple joints in there. They do feel quite fragile, but yeah, it does feel very good to pose her around. And again, like these legs and stuff, they can really go up like that. You can get some really cool action poses out of her. So yeah, great on the articulation front, great mobility, great joints. Yeah, all of this really strong. Okay, so one of our options here is that Gwen can have her hood down. And it's kind of amazing how bald she looks with her hood down. But yeah, you got this hood piece here. Very difficult to get the head out of the hood as well, so I'm glad you get that little picker. I did want to put one of her web whipping hands on the left here, but there's no peg hole in this. No hole. You can't see that. That's never going to focus on that in a million years. But yeah, no hole. How am I supposed to work with that, you know? So that kind of stinks. So yeah, there are some definite QC issues with this. But we'll switch over to her just regular Gwen Stacy head before going over to the comparison. Alright, so you remember the frustration I've been having with the barbells coming out the wrong end, making it difficult to kind of get these on and making it very fiddly. This is how it came in the box. It came with this in here, and this one in here. I can't do anything with that, so I'm gonna have to get my big pliers. Alright, so here she is with the Gwen Stacy head, and just no, no. Okay, so the head itself isn't bad, it looks good, it looks like Gwen Stacy, but what is with this neck? Why is that so long? Why is her neck like that? That's a really long neck. Let's get you in focus here, Gwen. That is such a long neck for this figure. Why is it so long? Oh man, that's disappointing, because the head sculpt is really, really good. It really does look like Gwen. But, oh man, that's very disappointing. I don't know if that's the case on the official product, but that is way too long of a neck. Maybe it's meant to be in the hooded head. Maybe that would help matters, but yeah. No, you wouldn't even be able to fit. You wouldn't even be able to fit that on there, on her hair. So yeah, no, that's no good. Well, that's disappointing, isn't it? And she does come with this squinting head here where the hood is a must on this one, because what the hell is going on with the shape of the head, especially on the top left? It tapers inward. That's so weird. I'm not sure how well you can see it, but that left arm joint there is coming apart. Like, that doesn't look happy. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Get another angle there so you can see it a little better. That's gonna break eventually. So, it's probably not gonna last this one. This one's not very durable, but we'll still do a comparison anyways. And here is knockoff Tamashii Nation's Gwen next to official Hasbro Marvel Legends Gwen. And okay, so this one's a bit more equally matched. I think this one here looks much better. It's less articulated, but it looks a lot better. You have less of this kind of stuff poking out of it and stuff like that. And the joints feel a lot less fragile on this one too. It doesn't look like it's gonna break like that one does. So yeah, on a whole, I think this one here does look and feel better to pose. This one, again, more of a desk toy, you know? Doesn't look as good on the shelf, but feels fun to play with on the desk. I really like the texture on this one. That definitely does give it an edge. And I think as far as masked heads go for this one's kind of fugly. Like, I don't really like the shape of the lenses they've gone for in this one. She does come with an alternate Gwen Stacy head, which does look a lot better, actually, and I dare say looks even better than the one that came with this bootleg. But yeah, she comes with an extra set of hands as well. So this one obviously comes with a lot more accessories. The overall texture is nicer, the hooded head's a lot nicer. The hood doesn't even come off of this one, it's part of the sculpt. But just for the sake of having something that's not going to break on me, Marvel Legends is going to be the go-to for Gwen here. So yeah, that's all our bootlegs. Alright, so there you have it. On the left, we've got the AliExpress crowd with Peter B in the middle there. And on the right, we've got our official Marvel Legends crowd, our Hasbro bunch. And what have we learned today? Well, you can get some pretty decent bootlegs. I think this is good. I think this is good. I think that's solid. And I think that's very unfortunate. So yeah, poor Gwen ends up getting the worst end of the wedge. These guys, while I would say there are certain elements of these that I prefer, on a whole they are still the better product. I mean, I would definitely say I prefer the Sentinel Peter B. Parker figure to the Marvel Legends Peter B. Parker figure, and I prefer the bootleg Sentinel Miles Morales figure to the official Marvel Legends Miles Morales figure. Whereas I guess I prefer, Hasbro's Gwen to, fake Gwen. And I still gotta admit, I prefer the look of the Hasbro Tobey Maguire to this one here. But again, desk toy versus display toy, which I don't believe is actually the case with the official products. But yeah, on a whole, I think there is a case for the bootlegs. I think, it does demonstrate that I do think that the official products do need to step up their game a little bit more and offer more bang for the buck. More accessories, more customization options and stuff like that. I mean, the fact that the premium 3-pack version of the movie Spidey's, live action ones anyways, the No Way Home 3-pack didn't come with bonus heads, yet they charged $90 for it is very unfortunate, And I think that a lot of these Marvel Legends figures here only get like one set of kind of each hand, one for the left, one for the right, kind of is weak, you get like one web flipping hand and one fist, that's weak. And the fact that, this guy here's webs aren't even painted on, yet he's a $25 figure, weak. While these are all $10, and I understand that licensing factors into it, but at the end of the day, from a consumer perspective, you are getting more for your money, for less money, with the bootlegs. From a consumer perspective, the bootlegs are probably better, for the most part, than the cheapest option for an official product, and that's no good. I think they need to step up their game. But QC issues are another problem. This guy has a QC issue with his little torso being incorrect. This Gwen here has QC issues out the wazoo, and I to be honest, I can't really fault him very much. He's fine, and he's fine. But okay, so overall conclusion. Would I recommend buying bootleg toys? If you've got the disposable income and you're curious about them, and you do just want a little something to play with, then by all means go for the bootlegs. This isn't an outright endorsement. I always endorse going for the official thing because the quality control is going to be a lot better. They have to adhere to certain standards, whereas these guys, they've all got their little quirks and stuff, and you can maybe work with them and stuff like that, but it is a bit of a pain in the ass. Whereas these guys, like outside the box, put them in a hot bath to loosen up their joints first, obviously, but they are overall a better product ready to play with out of the box. For kids, I'm hard pressed to kind of know your kid. Are they likely to try and eat these little hands here? Then maybe don't do either of these. Maybe don't do either of these, especially not these. But if you've got a kid that's not going to eat that, like maybe, they're like early teens or something, then these are a good option, I won't lie. So, yeah, that's what we learned today, is AliExpress actually has some good shit. Goodbye, everybody.
Alright, so question, did you guys enjoy that? Did you enjoy our little shopping trip? Comment below, discuss, and as always, if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more like it, be sure to hit subscribe, hit the like button, and in the description below is the link to my Patreon page, where for as little as $1 a month, you can get your name in the credits of these videos, as well as other rewards, and I really appreciate it. A special shout out goes to the patrons in the $5 and above tier. We have Wilma, Calx, Richard Rogers, Glad Goku, Dare Denny, SSS06, Kale Bennett, That Jordo, Ken K of Warheads, Dazzle Fizzle, SP can't come to the phone right now, please leave a message after the beep, beep, Cyrus the Skeptic, Biotin, I've bought the entire helium supply, have fun blowing up balloons now, and Vera Wild. Thank you so much for your generosity, folks, and to all of you at home, thank you so much for watching, and have a great day. Get out of here.